Y'all, this is Content Engineering, and in this video we're going to be adding the weather kit to this AI function and app. So first thing we want to do is look at override options. Here we have first message being the greeting, and I added this. I just a couple minutes ago added a second message that will be referencing a play sound variable. Now this is going to be a bundle of the time and the weather, and it will play a certain audio clip. Now, if you go to the left side here and click on the the project and then the folder, and you go to assets, here I've added a bunch of MP3s, audio files that I've made all of these in 11 labs. Car afternoon, official rainy, cloudy, morning, evening, it all varies, and we're going to make something called a switch case statement. Now this is going to be a function inside of the content view class. So if we go back to the content view, we're actually in the content view model class. If we go down here, let's go ahead and start. So we have our time of day in scope, right? We want to add another function and call it play sound for time of day. Long name, I know. You can name it whatever you want though, it doesn't matter. And we'll do a variable, call it play or sound file name, and this is going to be a string. Now in this, we're going to use something to call switch, and so this is going to be basically our, you can think of it as like an on and on switch, like a panel full of on and off switches, where whatever the program detects inside of the weather kit or the time of day, it will react accordingly and turn on and play a certain audio file. So before we even do that, let's go ahead and import weather kit right there, and now we actually have all of the weather libraries available. So let's see, let's control click that, and if we go into the weather kit package, you can see, let's see, clear, we can see all of the cases here: blizzard, blowing dust, blowing snow, breezy, goes on and on and on and on and on. And so yeah, it's got so many different APIs for calling from the weather kit, and so we're going to use these to our advantage, right? So we're just going to go ahead, finish our function, and our parameters for this switch, it needs, so if we just do this without anything inside of our parentheses, it says switch must be exhaustive, meaning that you must assign it a certain variable with a return type, such as the time of day. It's got return morning, afternoon, and evening. Go ahead and just insert that there. Let's start off with that now. And now it's saying we got to add the switch, of course, and I'm going to simply copy and paste all my cases right here. I've got errors because of the switch statement that we've created. Time of day is not the only parameter we're going to have to use. We're also going to have to add another one for weather, but we don't have a declared property wrapper, kind of like the one here, that will work here. So we're going to have to make one. So let's do app published var current weather, going to be a string type, and we're going to go down here and add the current weather in there. We actually don't need to self-initialize or make a variable because all of the cases are already in there, right? So now all those errors are gone. However, we do need to initialize the strings to those cases. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to change this property to a state variable. So state variable, and then do current weather condition instead, and then package dependency where it displays condition. And you got to put this question mark, make sure that's capital, and then you're good to go. And this should be a private variable. We're only using it in this class. So invalid character in source file. Okay, fix it. I'm not sure what that was. And so we're gonna have to make another variable here. In the switch time of day, this is not gonna be recognized anymore, the current weather, because we changed it to current weather condition. Change that condition, and now it's gonna pop up a bunch of errors here. Yep, saying it's a string. We're just gonna remove this. So this one is clear, so we're gonna remove that, put dot clear. Let's see, dot rain, dot clear. So yeah, now that has the weather conditions. So we don't even we literally just rely on the weather condition package dependencies. The play sound for time of day function, we're going to add another function called stop audio of playing and play sound. So in order to make these two work, I've copy and pasted from the other project. This function is stop audio of playing. If let player is equal to player and player dot is playing, then stop it, and it resets back to timestamp 0. Now player is going to be another state variable here, so go up here and state our player, and then what is it going to be? Is it going to be a string? No. Is it going to be maybe something like the weather kit? Yes, it's going to be something called AV audio player, and then that's going to be basically something that another import package that we need to add called AV foundation. Now if we click this, a lot of this is going to be functioning tools for asynchronous handling. So if we go back to the content view, this is a state variable player. Now go down here. Now the function stop audio of playing set And for play sound, sound file name, type sound file name. This is the function for the play sound. So sound file name is type string, and NS data asset is going to be the package handler, a class that Xcode already has implemented into their thing for files, for assets right here. And it's going to be a file handling property. Now in this do catch, basically what a do catches is you do whatever's inside of this while keeping an eye out on other stuff, right? So here the primary objective is to create an AV audio player instance. That means we have to create basically a profile for this AV app with the AV audio player. So here I have player equals try AV audio player data audio player. And then in the parameters you have data, and you also have a file type hint. So data is just going to be asset.data from over here. And then the file type is going to be M48. You can do, this depends on what your file is, MP3, MP4, whatever. And then you print play and sound file name. And then else, and then if you catch an error, you print that error, else it wasn't even found, right? So now to actually implement this into the J.A.R.V.I model. So now we need to implement this from the content view model into the actual call manager class. So let's do an instantiated method with private or so in the call manager, we have the view model declared and initialized to the content view, declared and initialized to the call manager. But when I do this down here, I just typed in self.player equals view model.player. The value type, it says that the call manager doesn't have something called player inside of it. Why is this? Because in the content view model, we do have it declared here. However, this does not reach the call manager in any way. If it was maybe string type, it could, but the other one has published. Do you guys maybe think that would work? Let's try it out. One thing down here is that the greeting, now that we've changed it, is going to be a view model.played sound for time of day, but this is an error. You can't actually write it like this. It has to have some sort of string content in here. So if we go back up here inside the play sound for time of day, we're going to have to change this up right here. So we're going to make a function here called play sound for greeting, and this is basically going to be inputting a file name, the stop audio playing if playing, and then the play sound. So actually we're going to put these two inside of a function. We're going to do function greeting. So those are still there. Now we're just going to pass in a file name and set it equals to the play sound for time of day method or function, whatever. Now it's giving us a warning saying constant file name inferred to have type parentheses, which may be unexpected. Running into a lot of troubleshooting. I will address this in the next video of this weather section. See you guys in the next one.